So, I learned something. Um, that tomatoes can take down to almost 40 overnight. But, I had this one is heated, but I need to pot up these tomatoes, and I had some in the other ones, and it got down to, I think, 36 or something like that in the other one, and I didn't have a heater. I have so much stuff I have to pot up, and now of course it started snowing. And I did have some casualties, unfortunately. So I'm hoping the root system in these is good, and they'll come back. But yeah, the tomatoes that I had over in the other one did not do good without a heater. And unfortunately, my house was built in the 70s, and I have been waiting with COVID for a year and a half for my electrical panel to get upgraded, and it still has not. So I cannot run more than 2 heaters. So I have 2 small space heaters in here. And yeah. Oh, of course I get the hiccups on camera. So, these guys are going to have to wait a little bit yet until I can figure out what I'm going to do. They're still doing okay in these peat pots. I've got to come through and wet everything down, but the ones I started in bowls really need to get potted up, and I just have no room. I have stuff on the floor. My broccoli and my cauliflower really need to get in the ground. Oh goodness. I think I lost some eggplants down there. So these were Amish paste. I can't even walk through the aisle. I have so much stuff crammed in here. Let me see if I can worm my way over to look at my... Oh, that was more tomatoes down here. So all the ones that stayed in here with these little heaters running are doing okay. But the ones that I left in the covered tunnel for one night without a heater all look pretty rough. So I'm hoping most of them pull back through. And I'm just going to have to wait to pot everything up. I mean, look at... So, and then I have celery down there that needs to be up potted. Again, I have eggplant that needs to be up potted. And I just do not have the room. But this is my basil tray. And I think this is, I labeled each one. Of course, it's on the other side, if I have room to go around. So this is my Genovese basil, which did good in these. This is my lemon basil. And my purple basil, which of course some of those came up green, so I plucked those. I'm not sure if that's normal with purple basil to have some that are not purple. But this lime basil just did not do well. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if I let the peat pellets get too dry with germination or what, but I did not have very good germination, and they still have not been growing very well with that. But everything else looks really good. I really like these multicolored pepper. The Pippin Golden Honey, and I want to say Chinese 5-color, is it? I think this is the Chinese 5-color. They have a really cool purple leaves. So, surviving but not thriving. That's what I call it. surviving but not thriving in the Wisconsin spring. So hopefully, well, by the looks of it, through the end of the month, it's supposed to continue to get freeze. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to heat that other greenhouse. I have to get a propane heater or something. But I will say, switching up my dirt mix, if you can look at that one sprout up there, that's way bigger. Switching up my dirt mix definitely helped. So I don't recommend what I did, which was potting up in straight peat moss, basically, with a little bit of perlite. I changed it out for half compost, half potting mix, and everything's doing much better. So, cross your fingers that it's supposed to get down to 19 tonight, that even these heaters hold up, because that's a lot to risk losing.